Okay, so I did not take my nap today at work. I have like a 4.5 hour break in between runs. In case you guys don't know what I do, I am a bus monitor. I stay at the terminal after the drop offs to school. And then, when it's time, when it's time, I just get on the bus. You can go. Thank you. When it's time to get on the bus, I'm able to just get on the bus because I'm there. I don't have to worry about trying to get to work. But yeah, so I did not take my nap today. The plan is, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, is to do draft 2 to my contemporary throuple romance, spicy romance. That is my plan. So introducing Save the Cat. So I don't like to plot my stories. I have pulled this up. I have never actually read this thing from beginning to end. There's actually something in here that I wanted to highlight. There was a couple things I wanted to highlight. But yeah, so I don't usually plot my stuff. I don't I went through this. I didn't even read this thing cover to cover. I just skimmed it, and skimming it, I was like, I just felt so restricted trying to use this. But I decided we're in the revision process. Got my power bookmark that I got to use. I was like, we're in the revision process. And so if I am going to actually revise this for draft 2 and make this a better story, then I need a little bit of guidance. I need to make sure that this is doing what it needs to do. And instead of me just skimming through this like I normally do, while I'm on the bus, because I'm just the monitor, I'm not the driver, so I have downtime in between before we pick up students. Obviously I have to focus while there's kids on the bus, but before we pick up the students, I'm able to do whatever I want, which is reading. So I took this with me today so that I could read it. So I, for the first time ever, was reading this. And where is the part that, okay, so I think this is the part that really resonated with me. It was one of the parts that resonated with me. And it says, plotters are those who plot out their novels before they begin. Pantsers are those who just write by the seat of their pants and figure out as they go. And I realize any pantser who has bought this book is probably freaking out right now and breaking into a cold sweat at the sight of words like structure and checklist. That's exactly how I felt. That is exactly how I felt. That is exactly why I just kind of skimmed through it and tried to find the beats and try to figure out how to work my story into the beats or make a story out of the beats based off of the idea that I had in my head. Because it's like, oh my God, and I'm a pantser, but I got to be a plotter. So that right there resonated with me. There was another part. I was at work, so I didn't have a highlighter to go ahead and go over this. There was another part, though, that stuck out to me. Let's see if I can find it really quickly. I don't know if I can find it. Well, I can't find it right now, but it was something like whether you are using this at the beginning of your project, the middle, or you've already drafted your first draft and now you want to tighten it up. That right there, I'm like, that's why. That's why I decided to grab this again. I have picked this thing up so many times. Like I said, I have skimmed through it. I have never read it straight through. I'm still not straight through. I'm only on page 74 or 75 actually, where you have an exercise with checklists and stuff. I'm going to get rid of that and actually put my bookmark in here. But yeah, so I actually was reading this today. And while I was reading it, I was making notes of the different things that you have to make notes of. There's a part in here where you do an exercise about figuring out who your hero is for your story. And then you go through the beats. So I have already drafted ADKOL. That's a mouthful, but ADKOL, I have already drafted this story. So my goal was to go through this and go through the beat sheets and see how what I've already written fits into the beat sheet. How does it fit in there? Does it work? Do I hit all of the beats? Now I discovered when I did that, I do hit a great portion of the beats, but there are some beats that need to be refined. So I had my notebook with me today. I've noticed that I kind of just keep this in my bag for work. So luckily when I got to the actual stuff where I needed to write things down, I didn't have to do it on my phone. I had my notebook with me. But so I went through, I got all of my information about my hero. The actual like stuff that, you know, answering the questions in here about my hero. And then I managed to get through front and back 2 pages and then an additional page for the beat sheets. And this is not writing down full paragraphs of things. This is literally just writing down like a sentence or a few words on what that beat is. And like I said, this story is already written. I actually want to pull up how many words I have for this first draft. I am going to take this with me tomorrow as well and for the rest of the week and continue reading it, because while I already did do the beat sheet, I want to get through this book. I want to read through the entire thing. You guys, I tabbed stuff. I tabbed stuff for what reason? Like literally it was just because I was skimming through this book. I wasn't even reading it. So I tabbed stuff that I took off a bunch of tabs that's just try to condense this. Plus they were aggravating me. I'm going to be honest. They were aggravating me. So they had to come off. But yeah, so that leads me to say today while I was at work during my 4.5-hour break, that I have before I had to sign back in so that we can go to the school and pick up students, I went through my beat sheet and I got all of that. I can't believe it took 4.5 hours, but then again, it was because I was reading and then stopping and doing the work, reading, stopping and writing. So that's why it took a while, understandable. But so I've got that done. And the plan was to come home and immediately jump into this second draft. However, like I said, I did not take a nap today. I worked on preparing myself for this second draft. And also I didn't sleep very well last night. On top of that, tomorrow morning, I have to get up earlier than I have, at least 2 hours earlier than I have for the last like week and a half. I got to get up super early. So tonight is going to be an early night for me. I am going to do some behind the scenes stuff that is not really worth vlogging about right now. But yeah, I'm going to do some behind the scenes stuff. I don't know why this thing is taking 5 years to load. Hello? I don't understand. Internet works, right? It's on. But yeah, so I'm gonna do some behind the scenes stuff that I need to take care of. I'm gonna eat dinner because I have not eaten anything all day. The only thing sitting on my stomach right now is Mountain Dew. This is empty, Mountain Dew. And I had a bag of chips while I was at work. I didn't take lunch with me today because I didn't wake up in enough time to even pack anything. So yeah, I am starving and I'm tired. So behind the scenes stuff, dinner, and then I'm going to call it an early night. It's 5:21 right now. I'm pulling up ADKOL to see what what my word count is for this, because I just going off of this, I can tell there's going to be some changes and I'm going to be adding words. I can already tell that right off the bat. I'm going to be adding words. So I just kind of want to see where I started off at as far as word count went. Maybe I'll even write it down. Even though it's on the document, I'll just still write it down. So it was 48,935 words. Is what this document is. That includes headings and all of that stuff. So 48,935 words is the document. And so once we get through this, I want to see how that changes. I am an underwriter. I know I'm an underwriter. And so I guess that's why drafting more than once is a good idea, because you can fix things like that. I'm stubborn. Sorry, I'm a Taurus. We are very stubborn. And so most of the time I'm like, you can't tell me anything, but I have to tell myself things sometimes. So I'm telling myself, girl, you got to do more than one draft on your stories. So that's what we're doing. We're going to do more than one draft. I had Mr. on me, and now I feel like his hair is stuck to my chapstick. So I've got hair on my lips. So weird. But yeah, so behind the scenes stuff is what I'm going to work on, and then dinner, and then I'm going to bed. And yeah, that's all I have. This is semi-short video. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching my video. If you enjoyed the content, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Taquanda Taylor. I am the author of the paranormal drama series, The Five Sisters. The first 3 books is available on Amazon in paperback and ebook right now. And I also write under 2 pen names, a romance pen name and a contemporary pen name. The story that I am about to work on my second draft is for my romance name. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm so tired. I will talk to you guys in tomorrow's video.